David Edward McDaniel, June 16, 1939 – November 1, 1977, was an American science fiction author, who also wrote spy fiction, including several novels based upon the television series The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Biography. David McDaniel was born June 16, 1939, in Toledo, Ohio. He studied cinematography at San Diego State University, then moved to Los Angeles. While living in Los Angeles, he joined science fiction fandom, using the pseudonym Ted Johnston. This makes him one of the few authors to write under his real name but conduct his social life under a pseudonym. He was also known by the nickname of Tedron, the name of his character in a shared universe fantasy called Coventry. David McDaniel died sometime in the early morning of November 1, 1977, while alone at his home. At the time of his death, he was contracted to fly to Baton Rouge, Louisiana for freelance work as a cameraman. Professional career. McDaniel sold 2 stories while still an undergraduate. Pulp writer Noel Loomis was teaching a course on writing at San Diego State, and offered an automatic A to any student who sold a story. McDaniel found a boys' magazine whose requirements he could meet, sent them 2 stories and they accepted both. A young English boy sees Vikings about to attack his village. He rouses the village and helps drive off the Vikings. A short science fiction story set in space about a teenage boy. McDaniel wrote his first science fiction novel, titled The Weapons of XXX, and submitted it to Ace Books in early 1965. Terry Carr, a junior editor at Ace, liked it, but the chief editor, Don Wollheim, wasn't convinced, so they returned it. Ace then signed a contract to publish original novels based on the NBC television series The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Quote, Carr remembered McDaniel's The Weapons of XXX, and since he knew McDaniel was a big fan of the television show, so he asked Ace to submit a novel for The Man from U.N.C.L.E. project. The 4th novel to appear in the series was The Result, The Dagger Affair, 1965, which was one of the biggest sellers in the series. Carr asked him to write another, The Vampire Affair, and then signed him to a contract for 6 more. Royalty statements received from Ace Books showed The Vampire Affair as the biggest seller of the 6 U.N.C.L.E. novels that McDaniel wrote. McDaniel's first novel, The Weapons of XXX, eventually was published by Ace under the title The Arsenal Out of Time in 1967. The book, as originally written, was slightly longer than Ace's standard book length at the time, so he was asked to shorten it by about 2,000 words. He deleted a scene which did nothing to advance the plot but humorously depicted Tuckerized, a personal friend of McDaniel's. The missing scene was later published in the fanzine The Best of April No. 3. His last novel, The Final Affair, was intended by Carr to be the final book in The Man from U.N.C.L.E. series. However, McDaniel was several months late finishing the book, and by that time the series was no longer on TV and The Final Affair was never published. But it can be found online. More details can be found in The Inside Story of how DMC Daniel became involved in U.N.C.L.E. at the Fans from U.N.C.L.E. website. Bibliography. U.N.C.L.E. novels. The Dagger Affair, No. 4 in the series. 1966. The Vampire Affair, No. 6. 1966. The Monster Wheel Affair, No. 8. 1967. The Rainbow Affair, No. 13. 1967. The Utopia Affair. Number 15. 1968. The Hollow Crown Affair. Number 17. 1969. The Final Affair. Unpublished. Other TV-related novels. The Prisoner series. The Prisoner. Number 2. 1969. Also known as Who is Number 2? The second book in the series based on the TV series. Standalone novels. The Arsenal Out of Time. Ace Books. 1967. Ace G 667. SBN 020-07667. Cover by Frank Kelly Frears. Short stories. Quiet Village. A short story set in the same fictional history published in Analog in 1970 and reprinted in the collection There Will Be War. Edited by Jerry Pournelle. Tor Books. 1983. Prognosis. Terminal. In 2020 Vision. Jerry Pournelle. Ed. Avon Books. 1974. Fan career. Under his fan name of Ted Johnston, McDaniel was active in an SF fan ARPA called The Cult, where he served as official arbiter. He served as editor of the LASFS's official organ, Shangri-La Affairs, aka Shaggy. In 1964-5, he was active in the LASFS's weekly amateur press association, ARPA-L, for over a year, publishing a weekly zine titled B-Roll Negative. Quote, in addition, he wrote a column, A Slow Train Through Gondar. Quote, at various times he served as director, presiding officer, and as scribe, secretary, of the LASFS, and is remembered as a patron saint, substantial donor. He was chairman of WestCon XX in 1967. Officially called SheerCon because it was held at the Sheraton West Hotel in Los Angeles, but also referred to as Double Cross Con because of internal fights within the operating committee. Shortly before the convention actually began, Brandon Lamont was named acting chairman by the committee for the duration of the convention. McDaniel wrote several folk songs, including High Fly the Nazgul tune, Green Grow the Rushes O, and the Mimeo Crank Shanty tune, Haul Away Joe. Some photos of McDaniel Johnston can be found on the LASFS website. David McDaniel at the Internet Speculative Fiction Database. The Fans from U.N.C.L.E. website. Key to David McDaniel's novels. The Final Affair Online.